a man named Evan decided to share something his neighbour's family had recorded for quite some time. Evan's neighbour had been talking about strange presences in her apartment, but when she tried telling people, they dismissed her and didn't take her seriously. It wasn't until Evan's wife got to know the neighbour's niece that things shifted. The niece finally decided to show them the security camera footage, and what was captured on that recording made people stop dismissing the neighbour's claims. In the recording, something moves through the apartment. It doesn't look like a complete figure, but resembles something transparent drifting across the room. Then it fades away, disappearing into nothing. For months, Evan's neighbour had been insisting something was wrong, that something was there. Everyone wrote her off as paranoid or imaginative, but Evan believes this footage might finally be the evidence she needed. So, is this genuine paranormal activity caught on camera, or can it be explained some other way? Let me know. Maria Dagnino works as a nurse in a hospital. She usually takes the night shift. At first, everything was fine, but then before too long, she started experiencing what she claims is paranormal activity. Many of her co-workers also report seeing and hearing strange things in the hospital, leading Maria to conclude that it is haunted by the ghosts of patients who have passed away. Because of this, Maria often records herself working when she's alone. That way, if anything happens, she can catch proof on camera. One night, one of Maria's patients passes away after the body has been taken away. She needs to clean the room, and that's when she sees something that creeps her out.
Y me asomé aquí, pero no me asomé hasta acá, me asomé así nada más y cerré la puerta para limpiar el baño. Y me metí a limpiar el baño y miré que se estaba sentando aquí y dije, ay, quiero ir al baño. Y cerré, o sea, yo estaba encerrada. Y cuando salí del baño me asomé y miré que no había nada. Ay, no, vamos a salir de aquí.
The story of the ghost patient is just one of many creepy things that Maria has seen while working at the hospital, and is far from the worst. One night, while working alone in the hospital's basement, she captures something terrifying on camera. Maria's phone camera captures a dark figure at the end of the hallway. It's visible for only half a second before it quickly disappears from view. So where the f*** did that figure go?
Donado, yo todos los videos que subí los grabé en una ocasión que me tocó trabajar de noche y de verdad que no había nadie. Donde supuestamente se mira que se mete una persona, hay una pared. Si lo ponen lento se van a dar cuenta que hay una pared.
After seeing so many inexplicable things at work, Maria and her co-workers are left with little doubt that the hospital is haunted by the ghosts of former patients. But what do you think? Did Maria catch a ghost on camera that night? Or is there another way to explain this? An abandoned school in rural China is said to be incredibly haunted. Years ago, a tragic event took place in the school that led to several students passing away. Not long after, the school closed down and has been left to decay ever since. An urban explorer recently heard the stories about the school being haunted and decided to take a look. On that day, after night had fallen, he brought a torch and a camera and stepped into the darkness of the entrance hall. However, he had only been inside the abandoned building for a few minutes when this happened.
很多了，铁铁，5万人骨灰堂。 你说这里边又得多少吧，铁铁？全是啊，铁铁。哎，5万人骨灰堂，操他奶奶个啥！这也是，这也是。哎，我的妈！我操！我的妈！
As the urban explorer examines some old lockers in the abandoned school, he feels something brush against his foot. Looking down, he is horrified to see a pale hand reaching out from one of the lockers. Too terrified to continue his exploration, he runs out of the building as quickly as he can and, of course, never goes back. To this day, he cannot think of any logical explanation for what happened when he was exploring that abandoned school. The only explanation that makes sense to him is that the school really is haunted, and he caught one of the ghosts on camera. But the question remains, if this really was a ghost, what did it want? Was it reaching out for help, or was it trying to grab the explorer? United Warhorse is a live stream comedian from the United States. He doesn't normally post anything paranormal. In fact, he says he didn't believe in ghosts before, but in January, he posted a video that completely changed his perspective. The footage was shared with him by a friend named Joe, who had been dealing with something he couldn't explain. Joe kept hearing strange noises coming from his basement and assumed there must have been an animal down there, but every time he went to investigate, he couldn't find anything. So he decided to install a security camera, hoping to catch whatever was making those sounds. The very next day, the camera captured something that left them both convinced they were dealing with something supernatural.
It is the most important evidence to poltergeist, I believe, in history when it comes to actual footage. Okay, box falls. Ain't nothing big. Ain't nothing serious. I don't know what's in that box, and I don't know what it's on, but it falls, okay? It looked like there's a little tension going on that box. Look at that. You see that? How it's tilting? It just snapped into place like that. Watch, it gets worse. That box is shaped like a diamond now. That's bananas. Let's run it back one more time and watch the stuff on the table now, okay? Watch all this stuff on the table. How many items just moved at once? My friend Joe hears this shit. He's hearing stuff happening downstairs, okay? So he's like, F it, let me go downstairs and grab the camera so I can see what it is. And at this time, he's not thinking ghosts. He's thinking of a fucking animal in his basement, probably running around trying to figure out a way to escape. See, here he comes. He's coming downstairs. He was telling me it was mad weird. Right when he got down, like halfway down the stairs, he said like he felt something. He felt mad weird going downstairs. Like he was like, there's something wrong. So when he came downstairs to touch the camera, now what you guys want to do is look at the table again. Did you see that? Everything flew off the table.
A box suddenly falls to the ground, then appears to be dragged and moved around by something invisible. But the paranormal activity doesn't stop there. Items on a nearby table start shifting on their own. Joe comes down into the basement and says he immediately feels a weird, unsettling presence. Then the items on the table suddenly fly off, as if something we can't see through them. United Warhorse believes this is some of the, quote,
it is the most important evidence to poltergeist, I believe, in history.
And if you think that footage was convincing, wait until you see what's next. Some of the most convincing examples of ghosts and paranormal activity are shared by several different people who all experience something very similar. That's what happened with Casey Lee and Josie Sanchez, two unrelated women who had never met before, but they posted disturbingly similar videos to their social media accounts. Casey Lee explains that her husband Chris passed away about a year before the footage she posted was captured. In the clip, which was recorded by a security camera in the living room, Casey is talking as if to Chris's spirit, and then something happens that leaves her in tears.
Chris, please watch over Boston. Daddy's got you, okay? I'll make sure you're okay. I think he'll make sure I'm okay too. Really? Oh my god, I couldn't have timed that any better. I hope those cameras pick that up. That's insane. I feel better. Did you see that, Papa?
As Casey is talking to Chris's spirit, the lights visibly flicker. This makes her think Chris really is listening to her from beyond the grave. She held on to the video for over 2 years before finally posting it, and when she did, several viewers left comments saying that they believed that Chris's spirit was with her that night, while others warned her not to put too much trust in paranormal entities. One viewer even went as far as to suggest that what caused the lights to flicker wasn't Chris at all, but an evil spirit that could be pretending to be him. Meanwhile, unknown to Casey, Josie Sanchez had recently lost her father and was in the middle of grieving him. She was home alone one night after a long, hard day. She wished her father was there to comfort her, and that's when something very similar to Casey's experience takes place.
Flick the light, Dad. Oh my god.
Just like in Casey's footage, the lights in Josie's house flicker. But that's not all. Josie directly asks her father's spirit to switch the lights on and off, and seconds later, it happens. Josie's experience is made all the more convincing by the similarity it shares with Casey's, and these are just 2 examples. Many other people around the world report activity that mirrors what happened to Josie and Casey. But what do you make of these clips? Do you think they're genuine examples of the paranormal? Let me know down below. Stan Films Official is a YouTube channel that live streams drone exploration footage. Stan flies his drone to remote locations, searching for interesting and abandoned places. He's captured some unusual things on camera over the years, but in this particular live stream, he flies his drone to an old abandoned mine. The mine is located deep in a steep valley, almost impossible to reach by foot, and miles from the nearest town. According to local legend, miners who worked there years ago reported seeing a woman in white wandering the area. People say her spirit haunts the mine, appearing and disappearing without a trace. Stan knows the stories, but he's mainly interested in getting aerial footage of the remote location, so he flies his drone over the mine, and what he captures left him lost for words.
Ojalá que señal no se va. Mucho que tal encontramos pistaco. Pistán. Otra. Avanzamos ahí.
Sigue cerrando.
De bajar puedo bajar, pero señal se puede quitar.
No bajes. Sigue cerrando.
As the drone hovers above the valley, something white appears at the very bottom. It looks like the figure of a woman in a long white dress. Whatever it is visible for a second, then it vanishes into thin air. Stan doesn't notice anything at the time, but eagle-eyed viewers watching this live stream catch it immediately. Many think that this figure is the ghost of the woman in white that is said to haunt the old mine, and most viewers believe that because this was recorded during a live broadcast, it's even more convincing. So was it the woman in white the miners spoke about all those years ago? Let me know what you think. Celia Ann is an aspiring author who posts her experiences of writing a book on social media, but now and then she posts content that has nothing to do with writing. Celia Ann grew up in a big Victorian house and often takes care of her younger siblings when her parents go out for the night. It should be easy enough, but the kids regularly have nightmares that wake them up in horror. It got so bad, they became convinced their family home is haunted. One night, Celia Ann catches one of her brothers sleepwalking and decides to record him so she can show her parents what happened.
Person. Idiot. It's a person. It's Walter. It's a person. It's a guy. Walter, it's here. Whoever gets Walter. God. Walter, let's go.
Celia Ann's brother is sleepwalking and talking, acting as if he can see someone called Walter. But when he shows her parents the video, they have no idea who Walter is. Her brother claims he often sees Walter around the house. According to him, Walter wears a top hat and stares at him at night. If that wasn't strange enough, a few nights later, Celia Ann records something even more difficult to explain.
Can you please shut the doors?
Oh yeah. They're shutting.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, show it so nobody can everybody can see that.
Oh, wow, nice job.
That's really good. Okay, can you try opening the doors? If it's too hard, we can help you.
Yeah.
Give it a little push. Can you please try pushing the doors open instead of shutting them?
Wow, nice job.
That's really impressive.
Oh.
Okay.
Wait.
It's shutting them. Good job. Try keeping one open.
Somehow, the door swings shut all on its own, just seconds after one of Celia Ann's siblings asks Walter to close it. Moments later, they asked for the doors to open, and, as if Walter is listening, they open. Celia Ann now believes that her younger siblings are telling the truth about their home being haunted, but according to Celia Ann, Walter isn't the only ghost who haunts the property. Her siblings claim to have encountered several spirits, and they've tried to communicate with them too.
If you were the little girl singing last time, please turn the flashlight on.
It might not have been the little girl. Okay, you can turn the flashlight off now, okay? If there's a spirit here, can you please turn the flashlight on? Okay, thank you.
The flashlight turns on and off, as if controlled by something that's answering the girls' questions. Freaked out, they try asking again, just in case the flashlight turning on was a coincidence. Once again, the flashlight comes on as if responding to the question. Celia Ann is now completely convinced that her old family home really is as haunted as her siblings say it is. But do you think Celia Ann's family home is haunted? Let me know down below. Reddit user Anamouse2468 believes their father might have caught evidence of the paranormal on camera. The OP explains that their father runs an airsoft facility out in the countryside. For a few weeks, the father has been hearing noises whenever he thinks he's alone at the facility, but every time he checks, there's no one there. At first, he assumes he's just hearing things, but when it keeps happening, he decides to check the CCTV and is shocked by what he finds. Something dark was recorded on camera. Viewers say it looks like a figure in a black cloak. Some even claim they can make out pale hands and what looks like a walking stick. What makes the footage so unsettling is that no one except the OP's father was supposed to be there when it was recorded. Both the OP and their father are skeptical of the paranormal, but neither of them can explain what the CCTV camera caught. And there's still the matter of those noises the father heard in a facility that should have been completely empty. So, could whatever this is explain where they were coming from? One homeowner from Smithville, USA reports hearing strange noises at night. He thought there might be an animal coming onto his property, but whenever he tried to investigate, he could never find anything out of the ordinary. Curious, he installed security cameras outside his home, but he never could have guessed what they ended up capturing late one night. A set of footprints can be seen in the snow. The homeowner guesses that they might belong to a small animal, like a rabbit or a fox, but it's not those footprints that freak him out. It's the ones that appear as the camera records. One by one, a trail of large prints show up in the snow, as if someone or something just walked past. But nothing is caught on camera. Whatever made those prints was completely invisible. The homeowner speculates that the prints were made by some kind of cryptid, maybe even Bigfoot or a Sasquatch. Others think that since whatever made the prints was not caught on camera, it could have been a ghost. But what do you think? Let me know. A group of friends were on their way to a pharmacy late at night when they captured something creepy on camera. It was dark, and they were driving along a stretch of road that locals say is haunted by the ghost of a woman in white. The woman is said to have passed away in a tragic accident, and her ghost haunts the road where the accident occurred. While they're driving, the friends suddenly spot something on the road up ahead. One of them starts recording and captures this.
Señor, ¿qué es eso? Lo que está allá.
Wait, ¿lo está moviendo?
Allá, lo que está allá moviéndose, en lo más oscuro. Güey, no es un palo.
No, yo lo veo forma. Yo también le veo como
Eso
de
es lo que
mujer,
está
güey.
moviendo allá.
Ay, que me cagué, güey. Estamos bien cerca, güey.
No sé. Y nos queríamos bajar por unas pastillas. Esa cosa que está ahí, mire.
Mira, no hay nada, entonces no era un tronco ni nada porque muchas personas van a decir eso. Si hay pasado para allá, ¿verdad? O nomás está aquí.
Pues sí, hay los detalles donde hay
Ah, ok.
pero ahí donde está el poste está. Ay, no, ya. Es que lo vi.
Bueno, allá me voy igual.
A ver. Ay.
No hay nada, miren.
Something is caught on the road ahead of the car. The friends think it looks like a woman in a long white dress. Horrified, they wonder if the figure they see is the ghost of the woman who passed away. They watch the figure for several minutes before slowly driving towards the figure. However, when they get to the spot where the figure was, it's gone. They look around, but it's like the figure simply vanished into thin air. So the question remains, where did she or it go? Reese Royales recently took his family on holiday to a cabin in a remote forest. It should have been a perfect time to relax and unwind, but their stay would end up becoming the opposite of peaceful. One evening, a couple of Reese's kids were gathered in the kitchen when one of them noticed a drawer seemingly opening on its own. They immediately assumed one of their siblings was pulling a prank, but then the drawer continued opening and closing as if something invisible was controlling it. Freaked out, the kid goes to get Reese and the rest of the family from upstairs. When Reese asks what's wrong, the kid tells him there's a ghost in the kitchen. To capture what happens when the family head downstairs to investigate, the kid grabs their phone and hits record. Reese steps forward, skeptical that anything truly strange is happening, and then this happens.
See how hard to open that?
You went in the bathroom.
Yeah. Let it push by itself. Go. Right. Let's get that.
Get out of the way. Get out of the way.
Reese holds the drawer closed to demonstrate that everything is fine, but then he begins to step away. As Reese pulls his hand away from the drawer, he claims to feel it shaking and vibrating beneath his touch, and then it slides open again. Reese and the rest of his family are utterly terrified, but then it begins opening and closing again. Reese and his family immediately ran upstairs and did not go back into the kitchen until the next morning. They left the cabin and returned home later that day. Experiencing a break-in is one of the scariest things that could happen to most people. That's what a young woman called Perry and her sister thought happened to them one night. They were home alone, recording a video together when the home security alarm suddenly went off. Startled, Perry doesn't think to stop recording, so her phone camera keeps rolling as something very odd begins to unfold.
I'm recording. Wait. Do you hear that? Can you check the security footage?
Perry's parents had installed a security camera downstairs, one that can swivel around to capture a view of the entire open plan room. Thinking that someone might have broken into the house, the girls quickly lock Perry's bedroom door, then check the security footage on her phone. What they see makes their blood run cold. The front door is wide open, but they weren't prepared for what would happen next.
What is it?
Clear.
A loud noise echoes through the house. Terrified, Perry and her sister don't wait to find out what made it. They quickly climb out of the bedroom window, escaping the house and whatever is inside with them. In the panic, Perry leaves her phone behind, but the security camera downstairs keeps recording. A strange silhouette darts across the room, visible only in the reflection of the microwave door. It moves so fast, the security camera can't rotate quick enough to capture it directly. The girls have no way to explain what happened that night.
The fact that it just moved so quickly.
Yeah.
But then, like, the motion capture camera didn't see that shape. Also, like, front door opening on its own.
Yeah.
That we closed that door.
And I mean, this house is like brand new. Like, it's not old or like anything.
Yeah.
The fact that the camera couldn't properly capture it suggests to them that it wasn't human at all. Sometimes, the most terrifying things are the ones that move too fast for us to fully comprehend. And that's exactly what happens in this next clip. A woman living with her children in the United States says unexplainable things have been happening in her home. She's convinced the house is haunted. It all started shortly after they moved in. At first, everything seemed normal, but then they began hearing disembodied voices, seeing shadowy figures in the corner of rooms, and doors would randomly open and close on their own. One day, while relaxing at home, she witnessed something that sent a chill chill down her spine. She decided to record what happened on her phone because, until that point, no one believed her when she said she thought her home was haunted.
Close the door. Can you close the door, please? What the Come on, let me ask. Open the door if you need help. What the? Oh my, it opened it wide as oh my god.
Close the door if you need help.
I swear to God, I put it on. Oh my, why is it doing? What the? Bro! No.
One of the doors begins moving without anyone touching it, but what makes it even creepier is that the door appears to respond when the woman calls out to it. She asks if it needs help, and the door seems to react. She believes is one of the ghosts she thinks haunts her house, which is why she spoke to it directly. But the paranormal activity doesn't stop with doors. Late one night, while her children are sleeping, things take a more sinister turn. Game controller suddenly falls from the table, landing just feet from where the kids are sleeping. There's no obvious reason for it to fall. The woman has watched the footage over and over, and she believes it looks like something invisible grabbed the controller's wires and yanked it off the table, as if it was deliberately trying to wake up the children. But the question remains, why would the ghost try to wake up the kids? Spirits are often said to gravitate toward children, perhaps because they are more innocent and open-minded than adults, better able to sense or even see things that others can't. But children aren't the only ones with this ability. Animals are also believed to have a heightened sense of the paranormal, detecting presences that humans miss entirely. And in the next clip, you'll see exactly what I mean. Back in 2025, a man posted a series of disturbing videos to his social media accounts, claiming that something was haunting him and his family. Some of you might remember when we last featured him. The man goes by the username Amoroso MX, whose security camera captured what appeared to be someone watching his wife and baby. He also recorded what he claims was a disembodied voice crying in the middle of the night. But the creepy activity didn't end there. Amoroso MX's real name is Johnny, and he has recently shared some recent updates. One night, around 3 AM, Johnny jolted awake to an unexplained creaking sound coming from outside. Leaving his wife and kids inside, he went to investigate, recording on his phone to catch evidence of what was happening, and what he saw out there left him spooked.
Ya, mamá, ya. Por la llave de la troca. ¿Ya vieron? Las 3. Las 3. Las 3. Siempre a la misma hora. Perdón, estoy algo nervioso. Sí, checa aquí. Uy, cabrón.
Johnny has a broken down truck parked in the driveway, is covered by a tarp, and everything inside is blanketed by a thick layer of dust. But the windscreen wipers appear to be moving, all on their own. Nothing in the truck is working, so it makes no sense for the wipers to be moving. Johnny has no way to explain it, except that whatever has been haunting him and his family is now messing with his truck too. But things take take an even darker turn a few nights later.
Johnny, están tocando.
¿Ah?
Están tocando.
¿Quién es?
¿Están tocando?
Sí.
Ah, sí, no manches.
Escucha.
Otra vez, güey. A ver, dame.
Sí.
Voy a ir a ver, aguante. Espérenme aquí, aguántame. No manches. Otra vez. Otra vez no. Son las 3 de la mañana, gente. Son casi las 3 de la mañana. ¿Qué quieres? ¿Qué es lo que quieres? Deja de molestar. Quiero que te largues. ¿Qué es eso? Oh, no manches. Oh, no manches. ¡Ceci! ¡Ceci!
After documenting so much creepy activity on camera, Johnny and his viewers are convinced that this is a ghost and is not leaving him and his family alone. Nicholas Farrier usually posts about his daily life on social media until recently. He'd never posted about anything paranormal, but one day, while playing with his daughter, he inadvertently recorded something that spooked him. Just like in previous entries, Nicholas's daughter says she has an imaginary friend, but once again, Nicholas is left wondering if the friend really is imaginary or if there's something much darker going on.
Miren hasta el final. Esto es una cosa muy loca lo que pasa acá, cerca de mi barrio, a la vuelta de mi casa. Bueno, mi hija se ve que tiene una amiga invisible porque... Ustedes miren. Váyale, decirle que traiga el coche. Decirle que traiga el coche, decirle. Le dice que traiga el coche.
Nicholas's daughter calls out to her supposedly imaginary friend, and to Nicholas's horror, her toy pushchair starts rolling towards her. Nothing and no one seems to be moving it, which leaves Nicholas with only one explanation. It must be his daughter's imaginary friend pushing it. Shortly after posting, the video went viral. A lot of people believed Nicholas, but also attracted the attention of skeptics. To prove that he didn't fake the video, Nicholas posted a follow-up.
Ahí está mi hija, es de noche. Acá tengo la mano, no tengo hilo. No hay control remoto, por ningún lado, por donde lo vean. Al carrito no tiene control remoto. Bueno, acá mi hija va a llamar el coche.
Este es el último video que hice con mi hija.
Hola, gágala.
Llama al coche. Llama al coche.
¡Hola, coche!
Pega un grito y hasta los perros ladran.
Para que ustedes vean. Llámalo.
Nicholas shows that the pushchair isn't connected to any strings or wires, so there is no way that it could be pushed or pulled by him or anyone else. He then tells his daughter to call out to her imaginary friend. Once again, the pushchair rolls towards them. So, just what is going on here? Could a ghost have attached itself to the girl and be acting as her imaginary friend? Drop a comment and let me know what you think. MIFCO is a man living in Mexico. One night, he logs into a live video chat platform, one of those apps where strangers connect randomly to talk. Not long after searching for someone to chat to, he matches with another person and they begin talking. The other man is interested in computers, so MIFCO shows him his setup. But as the two of them talk, things take a creepy turn.
Todo muy bien. ¿Y usted qué tal?
Todo bien, aquí andamos.
¿Qué hace por aquí? Charlando.
Pues nada, un ratito de distracción.
Está muy bien.
A ver qué hay.
Está muy bien. Es más, yo frecuento mucho por aquí, luego de mi trabajo. Ya tengo, imagínese, mire, tengo todo apagado ya. Me gusta igualmente charlar con la gente. ¿De dónde es?
De México.
Wow. ¿De qué parte de México?
Ciudad de México. Ahora sí que el mero centro, la mera Ciudad de México.
Ajá.
Distrito Federal.
Ajá. Y esa es, calculo que debe ser su casa.
Sí, bueno, ahorita nos cambiamos aquí. Ahora sí que estamos viviendo con mis papás, pero me cambié igual, nos cambiamos a otra casita. Digo, pues ya sabes, a veces con la renta y todo, pues no se puede. Pero me cambié aquí, nos cambiamos ya. Andamos aquí renovando.
Está muy bien. Está muy bien. Pues es complicado pagar debe ser complicado pagar el alquiler, calculo, ¿no?
Sí, en el mero centro de México está canijo,
Me imagino que sí. Y ellos ahora en este preciso momento presencian en tu casa, por lo que veo.
No, ellos salieron. Ahorita mi papá está trabajando y mi mamá está con una de sus sobrinas. Ahorita estoy solo, por eso dije, me voy a distraer un ratito aquí solo.
¿Y usted por casualidad tiene algún problema eléctrico o algo por el estilo?
No.
¿Cómo que no? ¿Sí?
No, bueno, que yo sepa, no. No, todo. No.
Pero no acaba de fijarse que no sé qué hay detrás de la puerta, pero detrás de la puerta se acaba de prender una luz. Y eso no es normal.
No, pero... Estoy solo, pero...
La puerta se abrió. Se entreabrió. Y no solamente que se entreabrió, sino que, bueno, tampoco para tanto. Me dijo que estaba solo.
No es chistoso, Realmente no es chistoso. Puede ser un ladrón.
Yo entiendo, obvio que puede ser un ladrón,
Behind the stranger MIFCO is chatting to, the door can be seen moving on its own. MIFCO immediately notices, but doesn't say anything at first. It's only after the light turns on that he starts to get creeped out. He asks the stranger if there's anyone else home, and the stranger says no, he's supposedly alone. The stranger gets up to check, but he can't see anything out of the ordinary until, when he sits down, a dark figure appears in another doorway. When the stranger sees it, the video suddenly cuts out, leaving MIFCO with no idea what just happened. His head spins. Could it have been a break-in? Or maybe something paranormal? Let me know what you think happened in the comments. Danny Osnea is a personal trainer from South America. He often takes the late shift at the gym he works at and locks up after closing time, but lately, some inexplicable things have been happening. One night, around 10:30 PM, the gym is closed and Danny is about to leave when he suddenly hears something that spooks him. Hoping to catch whatever it is on camera, he grabs his phone and hits record.
Y ese es el gimnasio. Está cerrado con llave. O sea, como puedes ver, está cerrado con llave. Y justo de aquel lado, justo allá, por ahí, se escuchó que algo se movió. O sea, las barras olímpicas, se escuchó como las volvieron a poner ahí en su lugar. Porque cuando las ponen en su lugar tiene un sonido muy específico. Y justamente ahí, Mira, lo voy a poner ahí. Esa banca de ahí, cuando yo estoy desde mi escritorio, se alcanza a ver. Y literalmente se vio como alguien se asomó como hacia acá y se volvió a meter, se escondió. Se empezaron a escuchar ruidos, ahorita está la música y tal vez este video tenga copyright, pero se alcanzó a escuchar el sonido y... ¡Ay! Ahí está, ahí está.
Strange noises can be heard echoing through the empty gym. Danny explains that he's already locked the doors to the workout rooms and always makes sure that every single customer has left before he locks up for the night. So what exactly is making those noises?
El sonido y... ¡Ay!
As Danny records, things take an even creepier turn.
Ok, vuelvo a grabar porque esto pasa muy... ¿Viste? O sea, mira, vamos a pensar. Son 10:35. Ahorita ya no debe de haber nadie. No voy a poner ni pausa ni nada. Ajá. Tú lo escuchaste. Yo lo escuché. Tú lo... O sea... No estoy loco. No estoy loco. Está cerrado. Está cerrado. Digo, si lo fuerzo no quiero romperlo, pero... No mames.
The sounds of footsteps seems to come from upstairs, but Danny should be the only person in the building. He heads upstairs, and through the glass doors of a locked room, he sees some gym equipment moving around. Bizarrely, all on its own. Danny uploaded the footage on social media to prove that he's not just imagining things when he's alone at work. He believes something is there with him, a ghost, or maybe a poltergeist. But if you thought that was creepy, this next clip will really spook you. The San Pedro Mall in Costa Rica is rumoured to be haunted by several ghosts and paranormal entities. Johannes Emil worked as a security guard in the San Pedro Mall all the way back in 2012. Johannes claims that he and other members of staff, as well as several customers, regularly saw shadow figures and heard disembodied voices. According to him, one of the most haunted locations in the mall is the basement parking lot, which is said to experience more intense paranormal activity than anywhere else in the building. Johannes claims it is so frightening down there, especially at night, that he and most of his fellow security guards try to avoid it at all costs. One night, just as Johannes is getting ready to finish his shift, something appears in the parking lot that sends a chill down his spine. Johannes had been waiting for his co-worker to arrive, so he'd been glancing at the CCTV every now and then to check if his co-worker's car was pulling into the parking lot. Eventually, he sees the car arrive, and then he sees his co-worker, but then he sees something else. This is what he saw.
Gerardo, fíjate detrás tuyo. Perilla, ma, usted está copiando el monitor, ma, dígame algo, ¿salió algo ahí? Correcto, aquí salió algo raro, ma, y véngate mejor.
Set aside the potato quality footage, two figures can be seen walking through the parking lot. The first is Johannes' co-worker, but Johannes has no idea who or what the other one is. Johannes' co-worker seems to notice that something is behind him and slowly turns around, but by the time he looks, whatever it was has disappeared. When he arrived at the security office, Johannes told him what he had seen on the CCTV. His co-worker was horrified. He said that he had felt an overwhelming sense of dread wash over him as soon as he stepped out of his car. He, and viewers who have seen this footage, believed that what was captured by the CCTV was a shadow figure or a ghost, and that's what caused him to feel that way. So maybe the San Pedro Mall really is as haunted as the stories say. Marlena and her son live in Indonesia, and lately her son claims to have been seeing a ghost in their apartment. Marlena believed her son just had an overactive imagination at first, but then one day he caught something on camera. What Marlena saw in the footage her son captured left her terrified that something really was haunting their apartment. Someone or something appears to be peeking out from behind a wall next to Marlena's balcony. Whatever it is, it scares the boy so badly he immediately runs off and shouts for his mother. When Marlena sees the footage, she hurries to check the balcony, but there's nothing there. The thing that scared her son has vanished, as if into thin air. But this is where it gets really creepy. Marlena says there's nothing on the other side of the wall beside the balcony, just a sheer drop down to the street below. She has no idea how anyone could have got up there, let alone how anyone would be able to cling to the side of the building and peek around the corner. To make matters worse, Marlena claims that her son fell sick within hours of capturing this scary footage, and he didn't recover for several days. This makes her think that her son was right about seeing a ghost. A YouTube channel called Caught on Tape started uploading disturbing videos back in 2011. The man behind the channel lives in a rural part of southwest Washington state and claims to have repeatedly encountered a strange entity in and around his property. In the clip you're about to see, he and a friend are walking home late at night when they suddenly hear mysterious noises coming from an old cabin nearby. It's the middle of the night, and the old cabin was abandoned many years ago. Curious, they decide to take a look inside. Neither of them could have expected what was lurking in the darkness of the abandoned cabin.
Hear that?
Let's get up! Come on! Pushing open the door, the two friends are confronted by what appears to be a pale figure. It is crouching on all fours and suddenly runs towards them while letting out a shrill scream. The two friends immediately turn and run as quickly as they can. They manage to get to safety, and when they look back, whatever they encountered in the abandoned cabin is nowhere to be seen. The next morning, the man uploaded it to his channel, Caught on Tape, where he had been documenting all of the strange occurrences in and around his home for the last several years. He believes this creepy figure was a rake, and viewers can't help but feel that he might be right. A rake is a humanoid creature that is reportedly seen in abandoned buildings and remote forested locations. Rakes are known for moving around on all fours and behaving in an unsettlingly animalistic way. But do you agree that this is a rake? Or could there be another explanation for this disturbing footage? Reddit user Runs with Scissors believes their brother-in-law's home may be haunted by a ghost. For the past few months, their brother-in-law has been hearing some creepy noises coming from outside the house, almost like someone or something is walking around the property. However, whenever anyone went outside, there was nothing there. The noises continue, increasing in severity over time, until eventually it starts to sound like whatever is out there walks onto the porch. Once again, after checking outside, no one can find anything out of the ordinary. Curious, the OP's brother-in-law decides to install a security camera outside their home, pointing at the porch. Late one night, the noises start up again, and the security camera catches this. front gate suddenly opens all on its own. Then, seconds later, a swinging porch chair begins to rock back and forth as if someone we can't see is sitting on it. When the OP's brother-in-law saw the footage, he became convinced that something paranormal had taken place. With nothing else to explain the creepy noises he was hearing every night, he started to believe that his home was haunted by a ghost. When the OP uploaded the footage to Reddit, commenters were pretty skeptical. Some argued that the wind could have caused the gate to blow open and the swinging chair to move, but the OP explains that this explanation seems unlikely because the gate was latched. Not only that, but by paying close attention to the footage, we can see that nothing else seems to be moving. So, the OP thinks that what caused the mysterious movement couldn't have been the wind, and that it must have been a ghost. But what do you think? Let me know down below. Cryptids are said to appear in both urban environments and in remote, rural places. Living out in the country, Julie is used to hearing and seeing things that are hard to explain. When Julie bought her home in rural Vermont several years ago, she hoped it would be a quiet retreat. But very soon after moving in, she started hearing mysterious noises around her property. At first, she tried to convince herself that it was just the noises of animals in the forest surrounding her home. But one day, Julie was out collecting firewood when she saw something in the distance. Something that might explain where those noises were coming from. Her heart racing, Julie grabbed her phone and started recording.
Okay, no f***ing joke. I'm loading up wood, and I look up, and this is what I see. Wait for it. Why does it look like a goddamn Yeti? Anybody? Because it's real tall. I'm not down with it. Alright. I think it's time to go back inside now.
A dark figure can be seen among the trees in the distance. Julie is absolutely terrified, but she keeps recording as long as she dares. She then hurries inside and bolts the door. When she looks back outside a few minutes later, she can no longer see the figure. It's as if it just disappeared. Unable to explain what she saw, Julie posted the clip to her social media. Several viewers believe the figure looks like a cryptid, like Bigfoot or a Sasquatch. Some even say they see the figure's hand move in the footage, while others think the movement was caused by a tree branch. But what do you think? Was this a cryptid, or is there some other explanation? Abandoned buildings are often associated with ghosts, hauntings, and the paranormal. One old building, located in New Delhi, India, is famous among locals for being incredibly haunted. The rumours began after a woman who worked in the building tragically passed away. The company she worked at went out of business shortly afterwards, leaving the building empty and abandoned. But people say the woman's ghost still haunts its crumbling halls. A local group of friends recently decided to explore the building, hoping to catch sight of the woman's ghost, and what they captured on camera left them fleeing in horror. Someone or something peeks out from behind a pillar. The friends immediately assume that it's the ghost of the woman who passed away inside the building. They freak out and quickly run back to safety. Skeptical viewers point out that what the friends encountered might have been nothing more paranormal than a homeless person taking shelter. But what makes this footage so creepy is that the friends claim that this is the very same room that the woman passed away in. The friends now think the stories are true, and they recorded the woman's ghost on camera. So, this next clip was recorded on a particular potato, so don't expect good quality visuals. However, what the cameraman captured has caught the attention of the paranormal community. The low quality video was recorded back in 2008 when a man was playing with his son in a field near their home in Mexico. It should have been a simple video of the two of them kicking a ball around, but then the man's son spots something lurking behind him.
¿Cuál, güey?
¿Eso no chavo lo que pasó?
No mames, no sé, güey. A ver, vamos a ver.
Ahora sí. Mira, ya nos cayó el duende.
Ah, ¿cuál duende? No mames, aquí ha de estar escondido, a ver. No me agarres de la playera, güey, no te asustes. No mames, güey, ¿qué era esa madre? No mames, güey.
The man spins around to look where his son is pointing and sees what looks like a figure watching them, but the figure creeps off. It appears to disappear behind a low wall and doesn't reappear. Curious, the man goes to look behind the wall, but he finds nothing. With no visible place for the figure to go, the man struggled to explain what he'd seen. The video has since gained more than 1 million views, and commenters believe that the man accidentally caught a ghost on camera that day. But setting aside the absolute potato quality footage, what do you think happened here? Let me know. A man decides to investigate a local legend in Ohio. The legend centers around a hidden tunnel deep in the woods, known locally as Crybaby Tunnel. According to the story, many years ago, a devastating flood swept through the area. A group of children who were playing near the tunnel were caught in the rising water and, tragically, they passed away. Ever since, locals claim the tunnel is haunted by the spirits of those children. The man knows the legend but doesn't believe in ghosts. So, late at night, he enters the tunnel to see if there's any truth to the legend.
This place is spooky. Is anybody out there? Hello? Right. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Bro. Hell no. I know you guys heard that.
It sounds like a baby crying. The man freezes, then he turns and runs through the darkness toward the exit.